3 hours south of the city of Anchorage, Alaska, we are boots on the ground in the city of Kenai at the Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. It is the first of 4 games that the Bucs will face off against the Peninsula Oilers. I'm Jake Sloan, joined by Ren Grimsley. We will be here Tuesday all the way up to Friday night as the Bucs look to put an end to their current 3-game skid with their second road game of the season. Yesterday they dropped their first matchup against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots 8-3. The offense came to a standstill, and something that we've noticed over the last 2 games, the starting pitchers have struggled to set the tone early.
Yeah, absolutely. It was R.J. Carver last night. Gave up a 4 spot in the first inning, and the Bucs were just unable to do anything really in order to get back into the game, only scoring 3 runs. So even after the first inning, they were already down for the loss. So it was a tough spot, and the game before that also giving up a 5 spot. So really the Bucs just need to come out hot. And with John Carlson tonight on the mound, we'll get to lineups in a minute, but John Carlson on the mound, I have a very good feeling that today might be a little bit different.
Yeah, Carlson, every time he's stepped on the mound, he's been quite solid. In 2 appearances, he's only given up 3 runs, has only pitched 5 innings. Started day 1 for the Bucs. They eventually lost 13-7, but it wasn't really his doing. He only gave up 3 runs in 4 innings of action and then came in for a relief outing just a couple days ago, but he's back on the mound for his second start. He's the only Bucs pitcher to receive 2 starts here in the early season. As for the Peninsula Oilers, they are in the midst of a homestand to begin their season. Their first 8 games are played at home. They are 3-1 after hosting the Glacier Pilots here last week, won the first 2 games, lost the third, and then ended the series with a win. As now they'll have another 4-game homestand against the Bucs that gets started here in just a couple of minutes. We talked about those starting lineups. Ren, you want to take us through those?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jake. Starting with the opponent, the Peninsula Oilers, is going to be batting leadoff Mark Nellis in center field. Batting second, Brooks Hasencleaver in right field. At third is Carson McCormack in left field. Batting cleanup, Luke Lusky, the DH. At number 5 in the lineup, Owen Musel at first base. 6 is Sammy Lopez at second base. 7 is going to be Reed Oakley at catcher. 8th in the lineup is Luke Skinner playing third base. And batting in the 9-hole, Shane Cannon at shortstop.
Yeah, Hasencleaver, one of just 3 players in the ABL to hit a home run, and he has done it twice. He's the only player out of all 5 teams with multiple homers. These are the only 2 teams that have seen a ball leave the yard here in the early parts of the season, and then on the other side for the Bucs starting lineup.
Yeah, things have shaken up a little bit here from head coach Kirk Schreider, wanting to get some new guys in there and move some guys around. Batting leadoff is Camden Lanfear, who will be playing third base. At second is Drew Raymond at right field. Batting third is Luke Taylor, back behind the dish at catcher. Batting cleanup is Hank Smith. His first game with the Bucs, just got here to Alaska last night. Number 5 is Ryan Dara in left field. Batting sixth is Finn Leach, the shortstop. 7th, A.J. Garcia, back in center field after being in left field for a few games. 8th is going to be Lucas Perez batting DH. And 9th will be Andrew Sheffield back at second base.
Yeah, you talked about Hank Smith making his Bucs debut, hit 11 homers and 62 RBIs as a member of Point Loma Nazarene University, a redshirt junior. He also threw on the mound, appeared in 23 games with a 3.65 ERA and 37 innings of work, gave up just 18 runs, 15 of which were earned, struck out 30 batters and walked 16. So one of several dual threats that we have on this Bucs team is we'll take a quick step aside for the national anthem. So it'll be the Bucs that lead things off here with Camden Lanphier, and for the Oilers, their fielding reads as this: in the left field, it is McCormack. Center field is Nellis. Right field is Hasten Cleaver. And then around the infield will be the third baseman, Luke Skinner. At shortstop, it is Shane Cannon. Sammy Lopez is the second baseman. And Owen Musel is the first baseman. Behind the dish is Reed Oakley, with Cole Dixon on the mound. One of two Dixons on the Oilers roster. He has a twin brother, Luke. Both are Arizona natives. One has their hometown listed as Glendale. The other is Phoenix. Though they both attend Arkansas Tech. For Cole Dixon, in 16 appearances, he went 4-5 with a 4.99 ERA through 79 innings. Struck out 78 batters and only walked 38. So a high volume of strikeouts, and coming against a team like the Bucs, who have struck out 44 times here in just 5 games. In just 5 games. It's a number they'll want to try to get down here this week. The Oilers will begin to finish up their fielding warm-ups before Lanphier takes the box. This is the most we've seen the lineup shake up. The first time we have not seen Hayden Miller in the starting lineup.
Yeah, in a 40-game season like this, obviously it's not the MLB where you have 162 games for guys to fall into slumps and come back. So head coach Kirk Schreider has to make some moves, and that may mean moving some guys out of the lineup, moving guys up. Lanphier done pretty well so far.
First pitch to him finds the zone for strike one.
Lanphier had a single and a stolen base yesterday, then popped out and grounded out 2 more times. One of those was a bunt. So he gets the call up to lead off things here for the Bucs.
And immediately watches strike 2 fly by, quickly down now in the count 0-2. Lanphier finished up his freshman year at Central Arizona and strikes out on 3 pitches. So a hot start for the Oilers that get the leadoff man down on strikes.
Now up comes Drew Raymond, who is a fairly new addition, although at this point now he's played almost as many games as everyone else. And he's been a great weapon offensively. Excited to see him continue, and now here batting second.
The left-handed batter watches strike 1 find the lower part of the zone. 4 straight strikes from Dixon to start here in the top of the first. The 0-1 is hit over towards first base. It's bobbled just a bit. It gets all the way past him as Raymond slides in safely with a 1-out double. I thought the first baseman Musel was going to be able to field that one, but he was unable to corral it. So it's Drew Raymond with a 1-out double here to put a runner in scoring position.
And we'll see how the Bucs can now come back, as they've struggled a little bit the past couple games with runners in scoring position, runners on in general. But now with only 1 out in a good position here in the first, it'd be great especially to be up a little bit before we see Carlson pitching.
We've got glare problems. Was that a hit or an error?
I'd probably call that a hit. Double for Raymond as Taylor takes ball 1. Next offering misses down low for ball 2. Taylor, a rough go-around yesterday, 0 for 3 with a walk. That offering misses down low, and it quickly now way ahead in the count at 3-0.
He's been really excellent at being patient at the plate. See now here with 3 balls, no strikes, and that walk you mentioned yesterday, it's been a big part of his game in terms of getting on base.
Here comes the 3-0 That misses, so it's a 4-pitch walk to Luke Taylor. And now there are 2 runners on for the newbie, Hank Smith.
Excited to see what Hank Smith has to offer. He'll be playing first base today, which is a position we've seen a couple different guys play at, Carson Umphreys being one of them, and Luke Taylor when he's not catching. So if Hank Smith is reliable defensively, might see Luke Taylor move to that DH spot in the future, which I have to see what Coach Schreider thinks is best for the team later on.
First pitch to him is upstairs for ball 1. Smith spent his first 3 years of college ball at Scottsdale Community College before transferring to Point Loma Nazarene. Is a native of Scottsdale. Left-handed batter sitting at 6'2", 205. 1-0 finds the lower part of the zone to even up the count at 1 apiece.
And obviously don't expect Smith to be perfect here today. Don't even really expect him to get a hit necessarily. Came in last night at around midnight and is already thrown into the lineup.
1-1 is hit out to center field. Mark Nellis going back on it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Raymond will tag up. The throw not in time, and that gives Luke Taylor plenty of time to tag up and reach second. So it's a sac fly from Smith that advances both of the runners with 2 gone.
Yeah, this is a pretty deep outfield. It says 387 on the wall back there. And that wall is also pretty tall, so not only are you going to have to get it out, but get it up. It looks like the wall might be a little higher than it is in Mulcahy Stadium.
That'll bring up Ryan Dara, the left fielder who has started every game here so far in the early going of the season. First offering to him is here right back up the middle. Sammy Lopez fields it, his throw. Not in time. Dara beats out the throw. Luke Taylor scampers back to third. Andrew Raymond scores from third. So the infield single gives the Bucs the first run of the game. That could be huge, especially given their early game struggles here the past couple games.
Yeah, and that's why we've seen Ryan Dara be the leadoff batter for the first several games of the season. He has that speed. He's just so quick getting over to first, and a slow hopper gets him there safely. And Dara also committed today to go to Tulane University.
The newest member of the Green Wave after spending his freshman year on the bench at ASU is his teammate, and as well as a Sun Devil, Finn Leach, takes his strike 1.
Finn Leach, also a guy we've seen in the lineup day in, day out. He's done pretty well this season.
Had a hat trick of singles yesterday as he hits the 0-1 foul along the third baseline and out of play.
Would certainly love to see another one of those singles here just with a runner on third. Go ahead and get that second run in. Certainly can't hurt anything.
2 outs here in the top of the first. Bucs have already struck. Runner goes on the 0-2, reaches down low. The throw to third is not in time, and Luke Taylor steals home. What a play on the double steal attempt as Dara went, but Reed Oakley threw over to third, anticipating Luke Taylor to try to steal, and he did, but Skinner didn't even warrant a throw back home. What a play there.
Wow. I mean, I've not seen anyone steal home, I don't think, with my own 2 eyes in person. And coming from Luke Taylor, that is a phenomenal play to get the second run.
1-2 is hit over towards third. It's fielded cleanly by Skinner. His throw to first is in time. So the Bucs get 2 early runs off of an infield single and then Luke Taylor stealing home. Bucs will try to keep their 2-run lead in the bottom of the first here on the Bucs YouTube channel. So after the top of the first, Bucks lead 2-0 as Mark Nellis will lead things off for the Oilers here to begin the bottom of the first. First offering from Carlson is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one to Nellis, who is a Toronto, Ontario native. Hit 5 homers and knocked in 19 runs at Connors State College. That pitch also misses for ball two. He's able to find the zone there to work his way back to a 2-1 hitter's count. Like we talked about, Carlson making his second start of the year. That fastball just misses outside, though, for ball three.
Would like to see Carlson rewrite this history we have right now of first inning, giving up a lot of runs. Sometimes just getting one outing where that's not the case can really help the mentality of the team. Sometimes when that happens, then from there on it becomes a trend, and all the other pitchers who come out and start get in their heads.
Payoff pitch with a 3-2 count is outside for ball four, so Nellis draws the leadoff walk to start things for the Oilers.
And that's okay. That happens. Carlson needs to stay calm and know that if he can get a grounder to the infield, a chance to turn a double play, it'll have to be a low fastball likely that goes quickly to one of the middle infielders, Leach or Sheffield.
Walked 2 batters in his first start, and that's really been a problem for this pitching staff. They've walked 34 batters already, but he finds the strike zone there for strike one. The offense has been solid for the Bucks, but it's really been the pitching staff. Their 6.95 ERA through 5 games is the worst in the Alaska Baseball League. The L1 is fouled directly back into the netting behind home plate for strike two.
And it's the worst by a significant margin. It's, I believe, a run and a half next to the Glacier Pilots, who have the second worst ERA.
Bucks have allowed at least 5 or more runs in every single game except one, which was the only one that they came away with the victory. As Carlson sends Hazenclever down looking for the first out of the inning.
And that's really great placement from Carlson, putting it right on the edge, making Hasenclever make a decision. And it's the worst with 2 strikes when you have to make the batter think. It stuns Hasenclever and gets the first out here for Carlson.
That'll bring up Carson McCormack, who chops right over to second base. Sheffield throws to Leach. His throw back to first in time. We just talked about it before the game. The Bucks were the only team heading into today that did not record a double play, and they just did there. The 4-6-3 gets them out of the first, as Carlson has an unorthodox 1-2-3 inning to start things off and put a 0 on the scoreboard after the first frame. Bucks hold a 2-0 lead after the first frame as A.J. Garcia steps up to the plate to lead things off. Batting in the 7th spot after being the 2-hole hitter for the last handful of games as he takes strike 1 to lead things off here in the 2nd.
Garcia moving down in the lineup, played in that 2nd spot for the past several games. However, has struggled to get on base as of late, so moving down to 7. However, defensively, still an excellent weapon in the outfield. He's gone back and forth between center and left. Today he's in center, and it's a pretty big center field out there. A lot of space to cover.
0-2 misses outside for ball 1. After hitting a home run in the first game of the season, Garcia has struggled since then, his average dropping down to .235 as he goes down on strikes there to start the 2nd inning.
Now Lucas Perez stepping up, playing DH. Mentioned it yesterday. The Bucks had their DH hitter in the 7th spot, now going down even further to number 8. So just struggling to really get great bats going, and it's reflected by the fact that the DH is batting second to last in the lineup.
Perez still looking for his first hit of the season, playing in his 3rd game. As the 2nd offering misses down low to even up the count at 1 apiece. Started the year 0 for 5, still has an RBI though off of a sacrifice fly. He fouls that one back and out of play for strike 2. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball misses upstairs. That'll even up the count once again.
Our camera's a little safer today from foul balls than it was at Mulcahy Stadium. Still on the opposite side of a pane of glass, so hard to get to, but there's a big netting blocking. It'd have to go straight up and come straight down on the camera.
Upgrades, people, upgrades. That's what we're all about here on the Bucs YouTube channel. The payoff pitch is called strike 3 on the outer part of the plate, and it's back-to-back Ks for Dixon on the mound to start the 2nd.
Again, finding that outside portion of the zone. Part of that goes to the very first pitches he throws, trying to establish the zone with this umpire and figure out how much leeway he's going to get.
Gets a swing and miss from Andrew Sheffield, the 2nd baseman, to start things off. Sheffield also looking for his first hit. As he hits that one on a dribbler over towards second base, Sammy Lopez fields it, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the 2nd for the Oilers. They'll head to bat in the bottom part of the frame, down 2-0. Bucks holding an early 2-0 lead here. Is leading off here in the bottom of the first, the cleanup designated hitter, Luke Lusky. Carlson on the mound. He'll deliver a first pitch that misses for ball one. Lusky, infielder from South Dakota State, tied for 5th in career home runs with 35, was a member of the all-conference first team in the Summit League as he pops one up into right field. Raymond coming down on it, and he will make the catch for the first out in the bottom of the second.
And that's big for Carlson. Obviously, the offense had a bit of a weak inning, putting 1, 2, 3. And now Carlson coming back out here, going ahead, and after only 2 pitches, getting that first out.
That'll bring up Owen Musil, the first baseman who just finished up his freshman year at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. Had quite an impressive year, hitting 15 homers and 79 RBIs, a .692 slugging percentage. He takes ball one, has not left the yard yet, though he has 7 RBIs in 4 games, has also struck out 7 times, though. 1-0 to him is a slider that misses outside, and as the first pitch to him was actually called a strike, so that will even up the count at 1 apiece. Pitch misses for a ball, and there's some confusion. I think it is a 3-0 count. The scoreboard out in left field read 1-1 for a second and then switched back to 2-0. So it is a 3-0 count to Musil. Carlson fires a strike at the knees.
Carlson really attacking with the fastball right now. Not throwing a lot of off speed.
That fastball misses up high, so it's the second walk of the evening for Carlson, and this one comes with 1 out in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up the second baseman, Sammy Lopez.
Carlson right now missing high on those fastballs more than low. Something for the batters to keep in mind. And one thing I'm noticing, both teams are wearing black jerseys. It looks like the Oilers might have red sleeves, or maybe no sleeves and undershirts, but both teams in black today.
Might get confusing on the base pass if there's a wild play, but the red sleeves and the red batting helmets, hopefully enough to differentiate between the two. And Lopez takes a 0-1 pitch and fouls the next one off behind home plate for strike 2.
Now this is where the Bucs have struggled. Not necessarily Carlson himself, but on these 0-2 counts have not remained aggressive and fallen behind in the count 3-2 very quickly. Would love to see Carlson stay aggressive here in the zone.
Lopez and Carlson, both freshmen at Baptist, and Carlson throws it over to to second and then to first, and that's in time. At Cal Baptist on Cal Baptist crime as Carlson gets the 1-6-3 double play. Took them 4 games or 5 games to even get one. How about 2 in as many innings here?
They are machines now.
The fielders are feeling it as the Bucs hold a 2-0 lead going into the top of the third as the Bats look to tack on more. Here in the top of the third, the batting order topples back over to the top as Camden Lanfear steps up to the plate. He struck out his first time up. First offering, he swings, it misses for strike one. Lanfear coming off a 1-for-3 performance as he lines that one into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. And it's a leadoff single for Camden Lanfear to start things here in the third.
And that's exactly what they want him to do here. Just put one over the head of the infielders, get a hit, get on first base. And now Drew Raymond, who also hits very well for average, can help move him around.
In his first game 2 days ago, went 3 for 4, followed it up with a 1-for-3 performance. He doubled his first time up and later came around to score as he takes ball one in the dirt. Lanfear shifting back and forth on first. Was 9 for 10 at Central Arizona this year. Has a stolen bag in the summer. Dixon checks over at first on Lanfear. He slides back in safely.
Yeah, that stolen bag came yesterday in the second inning. He then went to third on a wild pitch and was unable to get sent home. That's another part of the troubles for the Bucs offense, especially with runners on third. It seems like more than anything else. Seems the bat just absolutely die.
Have a .333 on base percentage, just haven't been able to bring those runs home. There's 2 more pitches missed down low from Dixon for a 3-0 count. Raymond, in just his third game with the Bucs out of Santa Clara University, is fastball from Dixon is able to get in there for strike one. Played in 48 games as a sophomore. Hit 1 homer, drew in 8 RBIs as the runner goes on the 3-1 pitch, which is fouled back and out of play. That'll move the count full. Dickinson with the payoff pitch is outside for ball 4. Lanfear was going for a potential hit and run, but the slide in head first to second is for nothing. He would have gotten there anyways. His first 2 runners reach safely for the Bucs to start here in the third inning.
I was a little worried that Raymond had worked himself into trouble, not swinging on the 3-0, which is usually the way that batters go. I'm sure there's a stat somewhere, because there's a stat for everything these days, about when it gets 3-0 and then the pitcher just sends a fastball right down the middle, how often swing versus not swing, and then how often does that runner end up on base. I have to do some homework about that.
Bunt attempt from Taylor. Seemed to have pulled back in time. Reed Oakley jumped up from his stance, but there wasn't a throw as Raymond had not too big of a lead, and the first baseman, Owen Musil, was creeping in on the bunt attempt. Taylor swings at this one. It goes over the head of the shortstop, Shane Cannon, as Lanfear heads to third safely, as does Raymond. It's a single for Taylor, and that'll load the bases up, still with nobody out here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Hank Smith.
And Hank Smith, in his first appearance with the Bucs, will have an exciting at-bat here with bases loaded, a chance to get some work done early, and only his second at-bat.
Arrived at just before midnight yesterday. Was a part of the bus ride down here, a 3-hour trip. So he takes the first offering for ball 1. Bases are loaded, nobody out. He swings at that one and fouls it back and out of play for strike 1.
He's another guy who walks up with no batting gloves, only an elbow protector to keep him safe. And bold move. We've seen a lot of hit by pitches between this Bucs team.
1-1 lands outside for ball two. We talked about it his first time up. Smith hit 11 homers and 62 RBIs, was a member of the ACC All-Conference second team this year. The 2-1 is once again fouled back and out of play to move the count even. Early opportunity for the Bucs to do some damage. Already up 2-0 after a 2 spot in the first frame. Two once again popped up. That'll land out of play. He stays alive in the at-bat. Infield playing straight up, other than Musil, who is playing pretty closely, as that one's hit over towards second. Lopez throws to the shortstop. That throws in time, but over to first is not. So Hank Smith reaches on a fielder's choice, and that will score Camden Lanphier from third. The Bucs now lead 3-0.
Great contact from Hank Smith, just putting the ball in play. The Oilers haven't been able to turn two so far in the game, and that trend continues as Hank Smith's speed beats out the throw from second.
So Smith reaches on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Ryan Dara, who beat out a throw on an infield single his first time up, but the breaking ball drops in for strike one. Dara went 0 for 5 yesterday with a pair of strikeouts as he swings and misses on that one on a bit of a half swing for strike two. Here comes the 0-2 to Dara. That's lined into right field. Hasenclaver makes the catch. The runner will tag from third. Here comes the throw, not in time. It's an RBI sac fly to right field for Ryan Dara, and it's another run on the board for the Bucs, who lead 4-0 now.
And obviously this is a league where not many home runs are hit. As we mentioned earlier, the Bucs have half of the total home runs that have been hit in the ABL. But just excellent small ball here. Putting one up into the outfield with a runner on third is going to score the run. That's all Ryan Dara needed to do. He gets the job done, and the Bucs are up 4-0. The biggest lead, I believe, of the season for the Anchorage Bucs.
And their only win of the season, which came so long ago, as Leach watches that one drop in for strike one. They won by a score of 7-4. They had never led by more than 3 runs, so this is their largest lead of the season. It's the 0-2. The 1-2 misses. Or that may have been the 0-2 count. Started off as 1-1. Then the scoreboard changes. The runner goes on the 1-2. Throw is in time.
Wow.
Hank Smith gets rung up on the base pass, and that's only the second time the Bucs have been caught stealing. But they're able to put up 2 more runs on the board, up to their largest lead of the season, 4-0, through 2.5 innings. Through 2.5 innings, Bucks lead 4-0. Reed Oakley, the catcher, will lead things off for the Oilers, who have been shut down on double plays the last 2 innings. First fastball from Carlson grabs the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
And Reed Oakley just had an excellent throw to end the top of the inning. Put it exactly where his shortstop needed to grab it. And Shane Cannon was able to tag out Hank Smith for the 3rd out.
Another strike from Carlson as Oakley, also a member of the Kansas City, Kansas Community College team. Hit at a .396 average. The breaking ball misses down low for Luke Taylor. Here comes the 1-2 from Carlson. Rang him up for strike 3. Caught Oakley looking. Or did he?
I don't know.
The home plate umpire reached his arm back as if he signaled for strike 3 there.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I'm not really sure what's going on. I think we're just going to move past that.
Just going to ignore that.
That pitch didn't count. What are you talking about? That one
There you
counts for strike 3. Or strike 4 maybe. Either way, Oakley gets rung up. Second backwards K of the evening for Carlson. And that'll be the first out of the bottom of the 3rd.
And still not even through all of the rotation for the Oilers, as the average for the batters goes way up significantly once you start getting into the 2nd and 3rd rotation. So through the 3rd inning, Carlson doing an excellent job of getting these outs, and has also his defense to thank for that double play and then the second double play in the 2nd inning.
He has himself to thank for that one.
That's true.
As he delivers 2 straight strikes to Skinner. He's faced the minimum so far, but has also given up a pair of walks. So even when the Oilers have had base runners, they have been kept at a standstill here so far. 0-2 from Carlson, misses wide for the first ball of the at-bat. Skinner, the 3rd baseman today from Bradley University. As the 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Carlson, and he is rolling early.
We know Skinner at Bradley has a few teammates on the Bucs, Hayden Miller and A.J. Garcia, who are the pair who have home runs for the Bucs this season. So love seeing these meetups between guys in the Alaskan Baseball League. I've seen one pretty much every game.
A lot of schools have multiple players on multiple teams up here in the ABL. As Shane Cannon, the shortstop, takes ball 1. Freshman from UCSD, College of California, San Diego. Only played in a game, though. So 1-0 misses down low. Has not played in a game for the Oilers just yet, making his debut this season. He's doing well so far in his first plate appearance. As that 2-0 pitch is in there for strike 1. Not much going on for the outfield of the Bucs. They've only seen one ball so far, as that one is fouled down the right field line and out of play to even up the count at 2 apiece.
Yeah, and with this being an all grass and dirt field, they don't have to worry about that lip that we've seen with other fields at Mulcahy and then at Lee Jordan for the Chinooks, where it goes from turf in the infield and then grass in the outfield.
Check swing did not go. That runs the count full, and let's just be appreciative for the natural field. It's always good to see that, especially in a place like Alaska where you can't really use it for about 8 or 9 months out of the year. So I'm sure it's hard to upkeep. As the payoff pitch is hit over towards right field, that'll be a fair ball. Andrew Raymond overran it. Cannon's digging for 2. He'll be in there with a 2-out double. So it's the first hit given up by Carlson, and that will turn the batting order over back to the center fielder, Mark Nellis.
That's good hitting by Shane Cannon, timing up that fastball from Carlson. And he was a little late on it, but able to put it in a pretty great spot. Able to get the double. And like you mentioned, the first hit for the Oilers in today's game.
Nellis pops that one up back behind home plate and out of play for strike 1. He walked his first time up, but did not advance past first after McCormack grounded into a double play to end the first inning just 2 batters later. Carlson with a look over at second before delivering the 0-1, and that goes over the head of Hank Smith. Raymond has to wait for it to come to him, and that gives Shane Cannon plenty of time to round third and come all the way home. So it's an RBI single from Mark Nellis. That'll take the goose egg off the scoreboard for the Oilers.
Putting that ball in almost the exact same spot as Hank Smith, unable to reach up and grab it. Luckily, Mark Nellis staying at first. Don't have to worry about a runner in scoring position at the moment.
Brooks Hassenclever steps up to the plate, the only hitter in this league with multiple homers. As Carlson's fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. His fastball misses down low for ball 2, and now he's behind in the count. Still yet to deliver a strike to Hassenclever. Sophomore outfielder out of Bentonville, Arkansas. Hit 11 homers and batted in 64 runs for Connor State College this year, with a ridiculous 1,500 slugging percentage through 4 games at the ABL so far.
You know he's got a lot of pop on his bat because, like I mentioned earlier, these walls are pretty tall, much taller than at Mulcahy. And the Oilers have only played here, so we know that 2 home runs came in this park.
2-1 just misses down low. Taylor tried to bring it back up, but could not. And Hassenclever's only had 3 hits, and 2 of them have been homers. He's drawn 6 walks and has been hit by a pair of pitches as well. As the 3-1 offering is hit between first and second and into right field. Raymond's been busy this inning, and it's 3 straight 2-out knocks for the Oilers. So a little bit of trouble for Carlson now. He's got runners on first and second, and Luke Taylor will make his way onto the mound to try to calm down his pitcher a bit.
Yeah, likely just a matchup preview. Last time McCormick came up, grounded out into a double play, and has a chance to do so again here at a couple different bases as there are runners on first and second. Only a runner on first the last time he was up, so much different at bat.
Also 2 outs, so it'll just be 1 force out that they need to strand the 2 runners. Carlson's fastball misses outside for ball 1. McCormack on the season has played in 4 of the 5 games with a .231 batting average. Carlson glances over at second before delivering a pitch that McCormack could not pass up.
That's a great off-speed pitch, much different look than his fastball. There's a little bit of movement as well at the tail end That was just able to get McCormack to swing and miss.
The 1-1 from Carlson is fouled directly into the netting behind home plate. That might have hit us if not for the netting and the glass.
We're very safe.
We are quite safe. All the safety measures have been taken here today.
I would have caught that, just so you know.
I saw it. You were ready. Carlson looking for his fourth punch out, and he gets it on the swing and miss. So he leaves the two base runners at first and second and limits the damage to just one. And the Bucs, through the first third of this game, hold a 4-1 lead when we come back. Through 3 innings, the Bucs leading 4-1. As Finn Leach steps back up to the plate after he was in the box when the 3rd inning ended, but it was because Hank Smith got caught stealing. First offering to him misses for ball 1. Leach grounded out to short his first time up as he gives that one a nice knock into right field. Aston Clever takes some steps back, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Would love to see what these guys would look like with metal bats. I obviously love the sound more of the wood bat. It's just a classic pop. And the college metal bat can sometimes not sound so great, but still, the offense would be a lot more efficient with their usual metal bats.
AJ Garcia now steps up, and first offering to him is down in the dirt for ball 1. And yeah, the sound of the metal bat can't compare to the wood bat, but
Best sound in sports, question mark?
it's definitely up there. I think it's definitely the best sound in the sport of baseball.
Yeah.
Gotta think the swish of a net, as a hockey fan myself, when somebody hits a
Oh,
bar
in
down,
hockey.
when a bar down goal hits. Swish of a net for basketball.
Basketball. Okay.
But for hockey, I think if just the sound of hitting the bar and then hitting the net and then the roar of the crowd, which, not to brag or anything, but I heard just about 2 weeks ago. As Garcia takes strike 2 to even up the count at 2 apiece. Two to him is fouled off just barely as he's able to stay alive in the count.
Garcia did not get on base yesterday. Looking to break that cycle here.
2-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. Not able to match the speed of the off speed. He was looked like he might have been sitting fastball there and Dixon slowed it down for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, the ball sank there at the end too, and Garcia just must have seen a pitch earlier that had the same beginning and thought it was going to keep coming at that same on that same line, but went down, and now Lucas Perez down to the final out here.
Takes a whack at the first pitch he sees right over to Cannon at short. He has no problem throwing over to first in time, so it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Oilers, who trailed by 3 as Carlson makes his way back onto the mound for the bottom of the 4th. Luke Lusky starts things here in the bottom of the 4th. Carlson on the mound after giving up just that 1 run in the 3rd. Righty on righty matchup as slider drops in the zone for strike 1. Lusky flew out to right field his last time up. Raymond was a busy guy with all 3 hits coming in his direction in the last inning. 0-1 is popped up into shallow right field. Raymond ranging back on it. It has to take a couple more steps to his left, but he's able to make the play for the first out. So a quick beginning to the bottom frame of the 4th. That'll bring up the first baseman, Owen Musel.
And that's the second time that Lusky's popped out into right field for the first out of the inning.
And even with all these right-handed batters, ball keeps finding its way into right field. Batter's just not able to catch all the way up to Carlson's fastball, as that one rides too much inside to catch the strike zone.
And we'll see where Carlson goes from here in terms of pitch count. We haven't seen a starter from the Bucs go more than 4 innings, but we did see Carson Umphris come in for long relief yesterday and pitch through 5 innings from the 3rd through the 7th.
Up to 49 pitches right now. The foul tip went into the glove of Luke Taylor for strike 1. That one's hit over towards the left side of the infield. A off-balance throw from Leach gets him in time.
Wow.
A play. What a play there from Leach to get a second out.
That was a really phenomenal play. Leach heading the opposite way of first base and just having to use only his arm to get that ball over there. No momentum.
Yeah, his entire body was leaning right while he threw left. The throw was also perfectly on target. It's the first pitch of the at-bat to Reed Oakley, or to Sammy Lopez, is made by a diving stop of Hank Smith, and he flips over to John Carlson for a quick 1-2-3 inning. It's good for the Bucs. It's also good for Carlson's pitch count, as he stays below 55 through 4 innings with his team up 4-1. Bucks up 4-1 through 4 innings. As Andrew Sheffield, the second baseman, starts things off in the 5th.
Grounded out to second his last time up for the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. Now here in the 5th, we believe he got a hit in the game against the Chinooks. We have that both written down in our scorebooks, but the ABL website says that he went 0 for 2 that day.
At the end of the day, we all are college kids trying to give the most accurate stats as possible.
That's true.
We weren't responsible for this one, though.
We'll go with he has a hit.
I think he would prefer that as well.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, he is not needed to pick the bat up his shoulders yet. Is 3 straight balls to him for a 3-0 count before the fastball finds its way into the zone for strike 1. Sheffield redshirted his freshman year at Florida Gulf Coast, now in the portal, as he lifts that one foul into right field. Count has run full. The payoff pitch from Dixon is hit right back up the middle, and whether or not the last one was unofficial, this one certainly is official. Sheffield with the leadoff single here in the 5th.
That was as much of a hit as it gets, and Dixon with just a not too fast pitch down the middle. Sheffield seeing it the whole way, putting it right back up the middle. Perfect timing. Gets aboard here. Leadoff batter in the 5th inning.
So runner for Camden Lanfear, who singled and later scored his last time up. The fastball from Dixon misses down low for ball 1. That one is fouled back and out of play. It went right through the opening right above the netting. That was kind of cool to see. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece. Hopefully he didn't hit our bus that's back there in the parking lot. I don't think it was high enough to. 1-1, fastball in there for strike 2. Dixon now ahead in the count for the first time this inning. Gives a look over to Sheffield at first before winding up and delivering. That one's popped foul along the left field line.
Lanfear had decided he was going to swing at that one, expecting maybe something a little lower than what he got, which was an off-speed pitch up and in. Able to foul that one off.
1-2 count stays as he pops that one up. This one's in play, and it's right over to the first baseman, Musel, and he doesn't have to move much for the first out of the inning.
Almost the same thing happened there as well. Expecting the fastball and a little under it, puts it up to the first baseman for the first out.
That'll bring up Andrew Raymond. He doubled his first time up and then walked and came around to score back in the 3rd. Holds up his swing in time on the high fastball for ball 1. If the pattern were to follow, the Bucs have scored 2 runs in odd innings and have not scored in even innings. They have a runner on.
And it is an odd inning.
It is not inning. Crazier things have happened. Here comes the 2-0 to Raymond. Off-speed pitch misses down and away for ball 3.
Raymond picks his pitches really well in terms of what he swings at. Able to get on base so efficiently. Has a walk and a double already in today's game.
And a 4-pitch walk there, his second one of the game, so that'll put runners on first and second for Luke Taylor. Taylor also 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. He stole home back in the first inning. So he looks to continue his hot start to today's game. First offering fastball that is on the outside part of the zone for strike one. One gone here in the top of the fifth. Bucs leading 4-1. Have a pair of runners on and can do some damage here with a well-placed hit. 0-1. Front door slider that stays in the zone for strike two.
Would love to see Taylor put contact onto the ball, maybe send it into the outfield, into right field ideally, tag up Sheffield, head to third.
0-2 is popped back in out of play to stay alive in the at-bat.
Almost did that, but would love to see that way more than the strikeout, which would keep that runner at second and have 2 outs in the inning.
Dixon trying to get his 5th strikeout of the game. Doesn't get it there as curveball dips down in the dirt. Reed Oakley able to keep the base runners where they are, though. Sheffield's on second. Raymond's on first. Waiting to see if they will get to advance. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball outside. That'll even up the count at 2 apiece. Infield playing straight up. Musil not covering first, so no throwback there. 2-2 is just hit foul. Taylor just continuing to fight in this at-bat.
Just barely able to tip it off the bat, sending it straight down and out of play. And now Oakley might have something he needs to communicate in terms of getting Taylor out here. Only 1 strike away from doing so, so if he can get this nice pitch in, then that'd be a pretty effective mound visit and good communication from Reed Oakley.
Might have seen something in Taylor's approach that caught his eye. Couple of foul balls have kept Taylor in this at-bat, though. Here comes the 2-2 from Dixon, and that's once again a hit foul and out of play. Continues to stay alive.
It's that same off-speed up and in that got Camden Lanphier to pop out to first base just a couple batters ago.
Two is hit foul once again. That one was a lot more in the zone.
Yeah, and mixing it up with the fastball as well. Making Luke Taylor have to change his bat speed and see a bunch of different pitches. Now still 2-2. Might look to try to get him to chase here. Something outside the zone.
Dixon with a look over at second where Sheffield is before delivering the 2-2, and once more, Taylor fouls that one off. I think that's 3-4 foul balls in a row. Taylor not giving up, waiting till he finds his pitch. They'll do the 2-2 again. Misses just down low to run the count full. That didn't miss by much.
No, it didn't, and great eye by Luke Taylor, who looked back to the umpire to see if maybe he got rung up. However, now a 3-2, and we'll see the payoff pitch from Dixon.
Here it comes. In the dirt for ball 4. What an at-bat from Taylor to load the bases. Second time this game that the Bucs have loaded the bases. The last time they did that, back in the 3rd inning, they were able to generate a run off of it.
And a much different payoff pitch than what he delivered to Sheffield, which was right down the middle. That time trying to get Taylor to chase wasn't successful, and a wild pitch.
That one gets away from Oakley. Coming home to score is Sheffield. That'll be the 5th run of the game. Hank Smith didn't even have to do anything on that one, just watched it fly by and waved in his teammate to score. It's the 2nd time that Smith has been at the plate with the bases loaded. The last time he was able to beat out a double play ball to keep the inning alive. So now runners on 2nd and 3rd. That virtually takes away a double play ball. Smith with a 2-0 count, and that'll warrant a mound visit from the Oilers, who tried to get 5 innings out of their starter and are now starting to second-guess that decision. So we talked about the parallels. An odd inning, and the Bucs have scored 2 runs. They're halfway there.
Yes, they have 1 run here in the top of the 5th and 2 runners in scoring position. Hank Smith, who drove in a run last time, and a chance to do so again here. And it's great to see these new guys on the team. I mean, relatively new now. Raymond's been with the team for about half the season already, so relatively new. But Hank Smith here, Raymond being one of them. Haberman, who had a good outing yesterday in the 9th inning, kept that game, even though it was a little bit out of hand at that point, 8-3. Haberman still came in, got 3 outs.
A 1-0 is fouled directly behind home plate to even up the count at 1 apiece.
Unfortunately, I don't think we have any more guys coming to the team from this point on.
I think this is the team. A couple guys came in late. 1-1 to Smith. Just misses inside on the front door slider. Standing on deck is Ryan Dara. The 2-1 to Smith is once again fouled back for strike 2.
Saw Luke Taylor up with a 2-2 count for quite a long time before getting a 3-2 count and then a walk. We'll see Hank Smith's discipline here. Still only 1 out. It'd be pretty hard to turn a double play unless caught in the air and tagged on to second.
2-2 is popped up into foul territory along the third base line. Ranging back on it is Skinner, but it just lands out of his reach. Smith staying alive in the at-bat. Ryan Dar being a good teammate and picking up Smith's bat for him.
Love to see it.
Waiting on deck, nothing else to really do. There is no on-deck circle, so I think for the guys it's just pick your poison as Smith is rung down on strikes, goes down swinging for the 2nd out.
Luckily only 2 outs. Dara, who has a single and a sac fly for an RBI back in the 3rd inning. Now stepping up to the plate in a similar position with 2 runners in scoring position.
First offering to him is hit over towards second. Lopez fields it. His throw is on target and in time, so the Bucs threaten but only score 1 off of the wild pitch. And they take a 4-run lead heading into the bottom of the 5th. They're up 5-1. Carlson back out there for the bottom of the fifth. The first guy he will face is the catcher, Reed Oakley. Carlson trying to have the longest outing from a Buck here. First offering is a slider that misses outside for ball one.
Now we're in a little uncharted territory in terms of starting pitchers for the Bucs. Haven't seen one go into the fifth inning yet. Like I mentioned earlier, Carson Humphreys yesterday pitching 5.
So that one's hit into the left center field gap. Going back on it is Dara. That'll bounce off the wall. Oakley over towards second, and that's all he'll go to. So it's a leadoff double for Reed Oakley. That will be some trouble for Carlson to try to get out of.
And I'm not seeing
Not
where
a
the
whole-
Bucs bullpen is.
I see just a large group of
Yeah.
players gathering in the corner, but I don't see anybody throwing just yet. There's some movement back and forth, but head coach Kirk Schreider seeming to have confidence in his starter Carlson here. Luke Skinner steps in and lays off the bunt attempt for ball one.
If he can lay the bunt here, that's a really good play. Getting it down the first base line.
Lanfear at third is playing very closely with his toes on the infield grass. Skinner shows bunt again, lays it down. Carlson bounces off the mound. The only play he'll have, though, is at first. So it's a successful sac bunt that moves Oakley to third. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter in Shane Cannon.
Yeah, exactly what Skinner was attempting to do. Putting it right there where Lanfear had to make a play on it. No one covering third. And great awareness from Sheffield to come around from second to first and get the out at first base.
So Cannon steps up. He doubled his first time up. His currently the only run that is scored for the Oilers. So first pitch he sees, he fouls back and out of play for strike one. Here comes the 0-1 to him, a fastball upstairs to even up the count at one apiece. Runner remains on third as the 1-1 is a slider that drops into the zone for strike two. Cannon just finished up his freshman year at UCSD. Facing a 1-2 count here. That one's popped up and out of play to stay alive in the at-bat. Carlson trying to be the first starter to go 5 innings. He's thrown 4 1/3 of just 1-run ball, but has a man at third that he's trying to keep there. This is off-speed pitch. Falls just below the zone to even up the count at 2 apiece.
That off speed's been somewhat effective, especially being paired up with that fastball. We'll see Carlson probably head back to that fastball, try to get a swing and miss here.
Here comes the 2-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. K number 5 for him, and more importantly, the second out of the inning.
Yeah, back to the top of the lineup, we saw Mark Nellis from playing center field and batting first, had an RBI single back in the third. Has a chance to do so again here with a runner on third.
First pitch from Carlson, fastball that's in there for the first strike, and a lot of these hits from the Oilers, they've been laid on, but were able to get a piece of to send opposite field. As Nellis tries to do the same there, but the foul ball rolls on the wrong side of the foul line in right field. 0-2 count now to Carlson. For Carlson. His delivery is popped up into foul ground once again, but too far for Hank Smith to make a play on.
I like seeing Carlson stay aggressive there, send one right down for a strike. However, able to get fouled off by Nellis. Curious to see what Carlson goes with here.
Oakley standing just 90 feet away on third. The 0-2 is upstairs for ball one. Nellis able to lay off of that one. Had to back up a little bit to avoid it.
Definitely missed his mark a little bit. Wanted to put that one lower. Tried to just touch the top of the zone. Unfortunately, an easy read for Nellis to not swing.
1-2 hit up the middle. No one's there to make a play on it. So Oakley will score. And Nellis with his second RBI single of the evening.
And that's huge for the Oilers because now they've gotten that run that they gave up in the top of the fifth back. Just little things like that to stay in the ball game. Only a 3-run game, so still anybody's game here as we have over half the game to go, essentially.
Brooks Hassenclever steps in. He also singled his last time up. Carlson with a quick throw over to first. Picked him off. Nellis got caught lacking. Carlson made him pay for it, so he gets out of the inning just giving up the 1 run as the two teams trade off in the fifth. Bucs leading 5-2 heading into the sixth. New pitcher on the mound for the Oilers. It'll be the lefty Justin Parks. As he gets things started here in the top of the sixth, he'll face off against Finn Leach.
Finn Leach starting the inning for the second time this game, did in the fourth inning and popped out to right field. That was his last time at bat.
First pitch he sees is a strike from Parks, who just finished up his sophomore year at Yavapai College, a Gilbert, Arizona native. There's plenty of Arizona natives, 5 to be exact. Making his second appearance for the Oilers this season as his fastball misses down low. Recorded the win Through 4 shutout innings, struck out 3. One from him is fastball that lands in the dirt for ball 2. With the amount of right-handed batters in this Bucs lineup, they have the lefty on righty matchup. As the 2-1 misses down and away for ball 3.
Really putting his whole body behind that fastball.
I was going to say, he definitely has a windup that is very full of motion. 3-1 is chopped over to the third base side. It's gloved by Skinner, but there won't be a throw. So Leach reaches safely with the infield single to start things off in the 6th.
And that was a swing, but it almost acted like more of a bunt the way it trickled down the left field line. And the third baseman for the Oilers, Luke Skinner, unable to get there in time and make a decent throw. Who knows what the throw would have looked like as he opted not to throw it.
Yeah, Musil waved him off, signaling that Leach was going to get there, and there was no reason to risk an error to advance the runner into scoring position. So Leach reaches safely as Andrew Garcia hits one well out to center field. Mark Nellis comes under it and makes the catch for out number 1. Garcia finally able to make contact, but just not in the right place, right to Nellis, who only had to take a couple steps back. So that'll bring up Lucas Perez, who is struck out and grounded out to shortstop in his 2 plate appearances. Has a runner on this time, though. Parks keeps an eye on Leach before delivering a first pitch strike to Perez, who swung but tried to hold up and was already around.
Perez, one of those two-way players, has seen some time on the mound this season. Him and guys like Luke McLeod and Carson Umphreys and R.J. Carver. So a lot of two-way players and batting in the DH spot as well. So a lot of confidence in his bat to get the job done. Has not been able to get anything today with a strikeout looking and a ground out to shortstop, but hoping to get one here with a runner on.
Perez took a change up there for strike 2, now down in the count early. So it'll be a timeout called by, I think, the umpire maybe. Somebody.
I think Perez has something in his eye. So he's just going to take a step back. Likely called for it verbally, so we never saw it, but took off his helmet, readjusted, now ready to go for the 0-2 pitch.
Parks with a look over to first where Leach is at before delivering the 0-2. It goes right back to Parks, and he doubles up the runner at first. Leach was halfway to second before looking over and seeing the ball in the mid of Parks. So Parks faces the minimum after giving up the infield single, forces the double play his way. And the Bucs take a 5-2 lead into the bottom of the 6th here on the Bucs YouTube channel. Carlson remains on the mound for the bottom of the sixth. He'll face off against Brooks Hassenclever, who was in the batter's box to end the fifth inning when Carlson picked off Nellis at first. Offering from Carlson is in there for strike one. Hassenclever, one of 5 batters that has gone down on strikes. He went down looking his first time up, but followed that up with a single in the third. Next offering from Carlson is inside to even up the count at 1 apiece.
Still hard to tell if there's any movement. It doesn't look like there is, as there's still a bunch of guys in the bullpen for the Bucs sitting around waiting to get a call.
Carlson has looked strong, has given up 5 hits. 2 of those were in the last inning. Kept the Oilers hitless through the first 2 frames and has only allowed 2 free passes, so a strong start to him. He now faces a 2-1 count with Hassenclever. His delivery just upstairs for ball 3. Now behind in the count 3-1.
And the exact outing the Bucs needed. Like I mentioned earlier, starting pitchers have really struggled, especially in that first inning. Once he got through it, really settled down, and now 5 really strong innings.
That one's popped up sky high over towards second base. Sheffield coming under it, reads it cleanly, and makes the catch for the first out. Not an easy play to make with the sun still up here at crisp 8 p.m. It doesn't look like it, but it is.
And it will stay up for a few more hours.
That brings up Carson McCormack, the left fielder. Takes a swing at the first pitch he sees and pops it up as well into the infield. Sheffield covers a lot of ground and is a busy man this inning. Back-to-back pop-ups to him for 2 quick outs.
And so with only a 1-pitch at bat, Carlson's pitch count really not that high, only at 71, which is a little higher than we've seen in the ABL in general. Not many pitchers have gone that long at risk of potential injury, which is not what any guy wants during summer league ball. But Carlson's still dealing here.
And in this early going of the season, the Bucs are trying to get any wins they can, and if they can ride the hot hand of Carlson, they will certainly do that. He misses down low for ball 1 to Luke Lewski, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts to right field. Hasn't needed to take the bat off his shoulders yet in this at-bat as he watches 2 balls fly by. Delivery from Carlson just a bit high around the chest for ball 3. Hasn't given up a walk since the second inning. Trying to avoid doing so here. Fastball misses down low, though, so it's a 4-pitch walk to Lewski, who reaches with 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th.
Tough for Carlson, as, like I mentioned, he had gotten 2 pretty quick at-bats, one of them being only 1 pitch. Both popped up to second baseman Andrew Sheffield. We're going to have a quick mound visit from Kirk Schreider.
No movement in the bullpen so far, and I'm sure the clock is ticking down on Carlson. This may be the last inning we see him, depending on how quickly somebody can get warmed up in the pen. But what an outing it's been for Carlson so far. Just giving up 2 runs off of 5 hits, has struck out 5, walked 3. Has only faced 3 batters in 3 of the 6 innings so far. So it's a quick mound visit from Schreider. Carlson remains on the mound. Owen Musil will step in as the first baseman, 0 for 1 with a grounder and a walk drawn. First offering from Carlson outside for ball one.
Would love to see Carlson stay in the strike zone here. Has the matchup he wants in terms of the hand.
1-0 misses for ball two. It's now 6 straight balls from Carlson, and he's been able to record a lot of outs when he attacks the zone. That hasn't been a problem for him. He's straying away from that these last 2 batters. Delivers a 2-0 down low for ball 3, now in danger of walking his second straight batter on 4 pitches. It's a lefty that's warming up in the bullpen for the Bucs. Hard to tell who it is. 3-0 finally finds the strike zone on that fastball. Just floated it in there. Knew that Musso was likely not swinging. Just trying to get back into a groove here with 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th. 3-1 is inside for ball 4, and that's back-to-back walks now for Carlson.
This is a little more like what we've seen with 2 outs from the Bucs the past few games. Just losing a little bit of control here from Carlson as he gets to a higher pitch count. And now they're going to make a call to the bullpen, and Carlson's going to come out of the game.
That will do it for Carlson. Not able to get all the way to 6 innings. We'll have to settle for 5 2/3. Was 1 out away from the quality start. So the left-handed pitcher, still not sure who it is just yet, will make his way onto the mound in relief.
Looks like it's going to be Caleb Okada.
Has already been featured this season just once. Gave up 1 run in 1 inning of work. So he'll try to come in and keep the Oilers offense at bay. Yeah. So Carlson is responsible for the 2 runners left on. Finishes with 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 5 hits given up. Excuse me, 4 walks with the last 2. Okada warms up. Waiting for him will be Sammy Lopez.
Yeah, getting that lefty-on-lefty matchup. Carlson obviously right-handed, so wanting to get in and get the matchup they like. Might only see 1 out from Okada here. It'll just kind of depend on if he can manage to get out of this relatively quickly and with ease, and then how he's feeling when he gets back to the dugout and talks to Coach Schreider. But Okada from the University of Hawaii, and originally from Honolulu as well. So he's pretty used to the non-continental U.S. states.
Appeared in 9 games for the Rainbow Warriors. Struck out 5 batters in 6 1/3 innings, but also gave up 3 runs on 7 hits. So he'll face against the left-handed batter Lopez, like you said, getting that lefty-on-lefty matchup. Lopez steps in 0 for 2. First offering from Okada is in there for strike 1.
Just delivering a fastball right down the middle, maybe a little bit on the outside. Either way, an aggressive first pitch from Okada.
Here comes the 0-1, and Lopez got froze on that off-speed pitch, but was able to hold up in time on the check swing for ball 1.
Yeah, it looked like didn't really know what he saw there for a moment, as it slowed down significantly and was up in the zone, much different from the first one.
Fastball misses away for ball 2. Okada trying to speed him up there after delivering that off-speed pitch. Hitters count for Lopez with 2 runners on in the bottom of the second. He serves as the tying run right now. He fouls that one out of play along the left field line. As much of a pitcher's duel as this has been, the Bucs have been able to generate 5 runs. They hold a 3-run lead, have never trailed in this game. Here comes the 2-2 from Okada. It's once again fouled back and out of play. Lopez able to stay alive in the at-bat.
A couple fastballs in a row, putting it in a lot of different locations, making Lopez have to chase and foul off.
Okada comes set once again with the 2-2 count. He delivers. Fouled right over towards the Bucs dugout. They're able to duck out of the way with the netting in front of them protecting. It's Lusky over on second base. He stole a pair of bags at South Dakota State this year, as well as 2 and 3 games here in summer ball. That one's chopped over towards second base. Sheffield is able to grab it. His loft is in time. Chose to underhand toss it over to first to Hank Smith and just barely beat Lopez by a half step to strand the 2 runners. So Okada does his job, gets the 3rd out, and the Bucs maintain their 5-2 lead heading into the 7th inning. Through 7 innings, your Anchorage Bucs up 5-2 in the first of a 4-game road trip down to the city of Kenai. Andrew Sheffield leads things off in the top of the 7th. He's grounded out and singled. Later scored on a wild pitch. That was the last run to score. He takes ball 1. 1-0 is popped up into shallow center field. Under it is Nellis, and he makes the catch for the first out.
Sheffield had a part in all 3 of the outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, as he had 2 pop outs and then fielded the ground out for the final out of the inning, and right there just couldn't quite get on base. Pops one into very shallow center.
Lineup turns over to the top where Camden Lanfear steps in and takes strike one from Justin Parks. Lanfear 1 for 3 with a single, a strikeout, and a pop out. 0-1 off-speed pitch lands inside to even up the count at 1 apiece. No shift put on from the infield or the outfield, playing every batter straight up so far. 1-1 is hit over towards second. Lopez fields it. His throw is in time for a quick second out.
The Bucs do not need to let up any pressure here and have any measly at-bats. Only a 3-run game still. The Oilers haven't scored since the 5th, but neither have the Bucs, so a few insurance runs for if Okada comes back out or whichever pitcher steps onto the mound would certainly be helpful.
Andrew Raymond looks to continue his day. Double and 2 walks, has reached first base safely in all 3 at-bats so far. 1-0 misses for ball 2. Raymond ever so patient in the box. We've seen that here with his pair of free passes. Quickly now ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes to him with 2 gone here in the top of the 7th. Off-speed pitch finds the zone for strike 1. Who's waiting on deck is the catcher, Luke Taylor. Here comes the 2-1 to Raymond. This is down low for ball 3. Looks like Okada will be the one to come back out for the bottom of the 7th. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Bucs as Raymond fouls that one off his foot and steps away trying to walk that one off.
Yeah, that got a really bad part of the ankle, you could tell. He's still struggling a little bit. Luckily, the umpire wasting some time. He'll notice some dirt on the plate that wasn't there a minute ago.
The count is run full to Raymond. Trying to reach base safely for the 4th time. The payoff pitch in there for strike 3. It got caught looking. As Parks has come in and shut down the Bucs. Retired every batter he's faced so far. It's a 1-2-3 7th as we have reached the 7th inning stretch here. We'll come back with the Bucs up 5-2 heading into the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Caleb Okada that remains on the mound for the bottom of the 7th. First batter he'll face is the righty, Reed Oakley.
Want to thank Will Hopkins for the comment. We agree. Let's go Bucks.
First offering from Okada is in there for strike one. Oakley doubled and scored in the 5th his last time around. He also led off that inning. This is the 3rd time he's led off an inning. Check swing there, goes around for strike 2.
And 2 very different outcomes his time's up. A strikeout looking and a double that eventually got him to 3rd. However, he was left on base. Or, excuse me, he did score later. I had my scorebook a little messed up.
Quickly now down in the count 0-2 to Okada. Here comes the delivery. That bounces way in front of home plate for ball 1. Some more action in the Bucs bullpen if Okada needs some help getting out of a jam. So 1-2, check swing. He went for strike 3. Oakley goes down on strikes for the 2nd time today for the first out of the 7th.
And he knew he went around waiting for the call from the first base umpire. Have a 3-man crew out there today. I've had only 2-man crews the past several games, so a couple times there have been guys who tried to appeal down to first just naturally over that umpire standing over near second base instead. This time a plain view for the umpire and the first strikeout and the first out in the inning.
Living large up here in Kenai. It's the first offering to Luke Skinner, the 3rd baseman, is outside for ball 1. It's a pinch hitter in for Luke Skinner. That'll be Jack Holubowski, junior out of Chesterfield, Missouri. We'll see if he also takes over at 3rd base for Skinner. Hasn't need to take the bat off his shoulders yet, though, as 3 straight balls from Okada has him ahead in the count 3-0. Is hit well out to center field. Garcia arranging underneath it and makes the catch for out number 2. It's the first time we've seen an aggressive batter take a swing on a 3-0 pitch.
I was about to say my question from earlier, now if he hadn't swung, it would have been the first strike, but I think he would have taken that over the out that he just resulted in.
He knew what was coming and tried to take advantage of it, just wasn't able to get all of his barrel on that one. As now stepping in will be the shortstop, Shane Cannon. Check swing at the first offering, held up in time for ball 1. Cannon is also doubled and struck out. 1-0 from Okada to him is an off-speed pitch that misses down low for ball 2. Seems to be another lefty warming up in the pen for the Bucs. When we will see him is to be determined. 2-0 in there for strike 1 on the outer part of the plate.
Yeah, Okada in the middle of an effective inning with a strikeout and a pop out to center. So they rode Carlson's hot hand for several innings going in. We'll see what they do with Okada now. Obviously more of a reliever and equipped to pitch fewer innings than Carlson, but it has been quite some time since we've seen Okada, and this only being his 2nd appearance for the Bucs.
Gets a swing and miss to even up the count at 2 apiece. Here comes his delivery. Rings him up for strike 3. Cannon goes down looking, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Okada. to maintain the 3-run lead for the Bucs. They're up 5-2 with 2 innings left to play. Bucs leading 5-2 here in the 8th inning. Justin Parks remains on the mound. He'll face off against Luke Taylor.
Yeah, Justin Parks yet to give up any runs. Been very good in relief so far in his 3rd inning on the mound.
Taylor has reached base safely in all 3 attempts, 2 walks and a single. He stole home back in the 1st inning. The 0-1 from Parks is in there for strike 2. Parks now ahead in the count early. Here comes the 0-2. Just a bit high at the lettering for ball 1.
Just missing the spot a little bit. The glove of Oakley just above the zone. Tried to frame it down. Unable to do so. Parks still attempting to get the strikeout here on Taylor.
Here comes the 1-2 from him upstairs. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece. He ended the 7th by sending Raymond down on strikes, trying to do the same to start the 8th against Taylor. The 2-2 down in the dirt, and Taylor has worked the count full after falling behind 0-2. Taylor 1 ball away from drawing his 3rd walk of the game. As here comes the payoff pitch. That's hit sharply over towards 3rd and past the diving glove of Jack Holubowski, who is subbed in at 3rd base. So it's a leadoff single for Luke Taylor. Start things here off in the 8 with 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the lineup due up for the Bucs.
Both Holubowski and Cannon diving after the ball, finding that sweet spot between both of them. Even as Cannon was a little deeper, just couldn't quite get to the ball. And that is the first hit for the Bucs since the 6th inning, when Finn Leach got aboard on a short hopper to 3rd.
That'll bring up Hank Smith, who watches ball 1 arrive near eye level. Taylor over on first. Did not try to steal a base at Long Beach State. Has 2 stolen bases here for the Bucs through 5 games. Parks knows that. He checks over at Taylor on first. Taylor able to dive back in time.
And Hank Smith has come up to the plate with runners aboard all 4 times he's come up to bat. Just goes to show that these top 3 are getting on base really efficiently.
Pops that one up in a shallow left field. Some miscommunication. No one's able to grab it. It's luckily for the Oilers a foul ball, but Shane Cannon called after everybody and kept moving right, but maybe lost it in the sun. Either way, it's a foul ball for strike 1. So a 1-1 count to Hank Smith, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a flyout, and a fielder's choice, which he was able to reach first base safely on. Was eventually caught stealing to end the inning. Parks delivers the 1-1 over the outer part of the plate for strike 2. Bucs still hanging on to a 5-2 lead. Trying to tack on some insurance runs to that. Here comes the 1-2 to Smith. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Smith goes down on strikes for the 2nd time in a row. That'll be the first out of the 8th.
Finally hits his mark on that upstairs pitch that's a little off speed and gets Smith down swinging. We've seen him throw that several times, missed a couple times, and that time very good and very timely as well. There were no outs and the runner on now with 1 out. Chance to ground into a double play to end the inning.
Runner goes on the first pitch. The throw over to second is going to get him in time. A perfect throw from Reed Oakley, as that's the 2nd batter he's thrown out today.
Yeah, I'm not sure they want to run on Cannon much anymore. He has thrown 2 very excellent balls, put them right where his middle infielders need him to play. And that's the 2nd time, like you said, that Cannon has thrown over to second and gotten the out.
So the first pitch to Dar was a ball. Swings and misses at the 1-0 in the dirt to even up the count. A rocket of an arm behind home plate. Both stolen base attempts. The most recent ones, that is, have wound up in the runner getting sent back to the dugout. 1-1, swung on and missed, or I guess that will be strike 3. The first pitch was a strike. Scoreboard had it at 1-2, but it was an 0-2 count to Dara, and he goes down on 3 strikes, so it's an unorthodox 1-2-3 inning for Parks, who has delivered a gem out of the bullpen for the Oilers. They still trail by 3, as the Bucs will have a new arm on the mound when we come back. New pitcher on the mound for the Bucs. Lefty Carl Colavecchio steps in after Okada threw an inning and a third of scoreless and hitless baseball. First batter he faces is the leadoff man, Mark Nellis. 2 for 2 day with a pair of singles and a walk. The first offering from Colavecchio misses away for ball 1. Colavecchio, one of the Anchorage, Alaska natives on this team. Recorded 3 saves as a pitcher at Feather River Community College this year. Is in a save situation if the score were to stay the same. So he delivers 2 balls to Mark Nellis before that fastball grabs the outer part of the plate for strike 1. He's already made 1 appearance, was tagged with a loss after giving up 2 runs in an inning and 2/3 of work. Fastball misses outside for ball 3. Now a 3-1 count to the leadoff batter, Nellis.
Yeah, Nellis has 2 RBIs in the game and a walk, so he's reached every time ever. Did get picked off at first his last time up, and now he'll head to first on the walk.
Has the only 2 RBIs for the Oilers so far, so he's been doing it all. A 2 for 2 day with a pair of walks. And that'll bring up Brooks Hassenclever, the power man of this lineup, has the only 2 home runs that the team has registered here in their first 5 games. Only 1 for 3 on the day with a single, but has come up with a runner on every single time. As the first offering to him is down low for ball 1.
Also has the lefty-lefty matchup in favor of Colavecchio.
Colavecchio steps off and fires over to first, but it gets past Hank Smith. Nellis stays at second, thought about digging for third. Bucs are able to hold him there, so a runner is in scoring position now for Nellis, the first time today.
And I guess after last time he got caught on the pickoff, trying to go for it again. However, just goes a little bit wide of the glove of Hank Smith. Now no outs, runner in scoring position.
Colavecchio delivers ball 2 to Hassenclever, and as a left-handed pitcher, that gives him the advantage of the pickoff attempts. He doesn't have to fully turn his body, but just off-target throw past the glove of Smith. So a 2-0 count that reaches 3-0 after Colavecchio misses outside on the fastball.
And neither of the middle infielders playing near the bag. It's allowing Nellis to get a good jump once the pitch goes. Any hit might result in a run here.
3-0 is inside, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Hassenclever, and all of a sudden the tying run comes up to the plate. That's in the form of Carson McCormack, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Has not been able to reach base safely. One of 3 batters that has not been able to do that. So a rough start to the bottom of the 8th for Colavecchio and the Bucs. He has his work cut out for him with 2 runners aboard. First offering upstairs for ball 1. McCormack, 3 hits in 4 games for the Oilers so far this season. Next offering from Colavecchio, able to find the strike zone there. Maybe that's what he's been looking for. That may be what he needs to be able to find his command. Here comes the 1-1 from Colavecchio. That's lined out towards center field. Going back on it is A.J. Garcia. He gets under it for out number 2. Nellis will tag up. Throw was cut off by Sheffield as there was no throw to third. And he was able to keep Hassencleaver at first. So runners on the corners with 1 gone here. That'll bring up Luke Lusky.
Yeah, the Oilers will take that exchange, the out, especially it being just the first out, moving up Nellis to third. Now with a runner 90 feet away in a close game like this, that's certainly something that the Oilers are happy about here in the 8th inning. Colavecchio just needing to stay vigilant here. Keep attacking the strike zone. Had a really good pitch there on the inside in the last at-bat. That registered for a strike. See what he can do here with 1 out, runners at the corners.
Lusky walked his last time up as he takes ball 1 on the outside. Flew out to right field his first 2 times up before drawing a walk and advancing to second back in the 6th inning. 1-0 from Colavecchio is hit out towards left field. Dara is under it. He will make the catch. The runner will tag. Here comes the throw from Dara. It's cut off by Lanfear. Tries to throw to second to get the runner, but he will not be able to, so it's an RBI sac fly. And the Bucs lead is cut down to 2.
Yeah, Dara probably should have thrown to second there instead of trying to hose down from center to back of the left field. It's going to be a really tough play to make, and would have liked to have seen Hassencleaver stay at first.
So the tying run remains at the plate. This time it's in the form of Owen Musil, the first baseman. He takes ball 1 up high. Musil also walked his last time up. So the 1-0 pitch rides inside for ball 2. He was the last batter to face John Carlson, the starter, who was an out away from a quality start. Colavecchio checks on the runner at second before delivering the 2-0, and that misses outside. 3 straight balls to Musil. Colavecchio in danger of walking his 3rd batter this inning. It's the 3-0 finally finds the strike zone.
Yeah, Colavecchio with 2 walks, and obviously has the errant throw over to first, but 2 pop-outs as well, so it's not like he's getting beat badly when he does throw it down the middle. Would love to see him be a little more aggressive.
3-1 is hit out towards right field. Raymond coming under it into foul territory and makes the catch right in front of the chain link fence. So it strands the 2 runners. The Oilers able to move 1 run closer, though, as the Bucs move into the final frame with a 5-3 lead on the Bucs YouTube channel. We've reached the 9th inning. Bucs still in front 5-3. As Finn Leach steps up to the plate. He had an infield single his last time up. Bucs would love to tack on some insurance runs, but it'll be difficult to do against Parks, who has been lights out here in the last 2 innings.
He's definitely been elite and has shut down this Bucs offense in the back half of the game. Haven't scored since the 5th inning, pretty much about the time Parks came into the game.
Delivers 2 straight strikes to Leach to start off this at-bat. Here comes the 0-2. Just missed outside for ball 1.
Great take there from Leach. Can be stressful with 2 strikes, especially in the 9th inning. Want to do something before the game ends. And he's coming off of a single, but staying patient.
1-2, misses down low. He's run the count even. Trying to battle his way back after falling behind 0-2. Here comes the 2-2 from Parks. Misses down low, and much more interesting at bat now. Was 0-2 to 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch. Inside for ball 4, so Leach draws a leadoff walk to start things in the top of the 9th.
Excellent approach from Leach with 2 strikes. Staying patient and taking the next 4 balls. And that puts a runner on here with no outs in the 9th inning.
Now A.J. Garcia steps up. Tough day at the plate, 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, but an opportunity here to give his team some momentum. First offering swung on and missed. Slider got him chasing in front.
It's got to be frustrating for Parks, too. Felt like he had Leach on the 2 strikes, now has to keep going and worry about Leach at first base. Just more on his mind as he delivers to Garcia.
0-1 went upstairs. Garcia had to duck out of the way of that one. Now a 1-1 count to the center fielder. Parks with a look over at first before delivering the 1-1. Fastball misses outside for ball 2. Bucs clinging on to a 2-run lead here in the top of the 9th. Have not scored since the 5th inning. Two 2-1 from Parks. Slider misses just upstairs for ball 3, right at the letterings across Garcia's chest.
Tough call from the ump, calling that one a little bit high.
Here comes the 3-1 from Parks. That one swung on and missed. Back-to-back full counts for the Bucs. Payoff pitch coming shortly from Parks. Looks off Leach a couple times before delivering. Strike 3 as Garcia goes down swinging for the 3rd time today.
Two very different at-bats, as originally it was Parks who was up in the count 0-2 and then gave 4 straight balls to Leach, including one that was way inside on the payoff pitch to send him to first. And similar thing here where he was up in the count 3-1, down in the count 3-1, and then came back, gets Garcia swinging on the last 2 pitches.
Finn Leach goes on the first pitch. The throw over is safe. The ball was dropped by the shortstop, Shane Cannon. By the second baseman, Samuel Lopez. Reed Oakley had Leach dead to rights on the throw. Lopez couldn't hold on to the ball, so it's a stolen base.
And I'm amazed the Bucs are even still attempting to steal after 2 excellent throws from Cannon. That time it was also a really great throw, but couldn't hold on to the ball. Leach safe at second, and a runner in scoring position.
Now the catcher, Reed Oakley, will come out to the mound to discuss things with Parks. First pitch was a ball to Lucas Perez, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Another strikeout victim. As the quick mound visit is over, Perez will step back in with the lefty on righty matchup. Lopez playing close to the bag at second. Here comes the 1-0. That's upstairs, ball 2. Bucs have a righty warming up in the bullpen. We'll wait to see if it's Colavecchio or the new arm that emerges on the mound. But first we'll see if the Bucs are able to distance themselves. Still holding on to a 5-3 lead.
We saw Parks able to bounce back from a 3-1 count. See what he can do here on a 3-0 count. A much different batter in Perez. Not quite as aggressive with the bat as Garcia. Likely going to not swing at this pitch here.
Here it comes from Parks. That one's popped up into center field. Ellis gathers underneath it. Finn Leach will not tag up as it's the second out of the inning. Perez staying aggressive there. Winds up unsuccessful though, and that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Andrew Sheffield.
So both of the times today that's been a 3-0 count and the batter has swung and put it into play, it's been a pop out to center field. So that slightly answers my question from earlier.
Sheffield steps in 1 for 3 with a single grounder and a flyout. First offering from Parks is a fastball on the lower part of the zone for strike 1. Bucs trying to tack on some extra runs before we head to the bottom of the 9th, though. Parks is wanting no part of that. 0-1 to Sheffield, bounces in the dirt for ball 1. Leach wisely holds up at second. Don't think they'll be testing the arm of Oakley anymore.
I wouldn't.
This is the first time since the 5th inning that the Bucs have advanced a runner past first base. After a strong start to the game, it's been a tough go-around on offense for them. The 1-1 from Parks. Fastball just misses outside despite a frame job from Reed Oakley.
And him moving it a little bit, I think the umpire could tell that it was just outside. Sometimes those frame jobs are so smooth that it really does fool the umpire. That time coming a little bit after the catch, enough to make the umpire know that it was outside.
2-1 popped into right field. Hazencleaver doesn't have to move much and makes the catch for out number 3. So it'll be a new arm for the mound for the Bucs. They lead 5-3, trying to put away the Oilers here with just 3 outs left. It'll be Dylan Nieto on the mound making his Bucs debut. Came in just a couple days ago off of his flight. Just finished up his sophomore year at Cal State Fullerton, appeared in 20 games. Gave up just 11 earned runs in 17 and a third innings of work. First batter he faces is Sammy Lopez, 6, 7, and 8, due up for the Oilers, who now trail 5-3. First offering from Nieto misses down low for ball one.
It'll also be Ty Denton at the catching position, who comes in for Luke Taylor.
The 1-0 from Nieto upstairs for ball two. This is the type of trouble we saw Colavecchio get into last inning. Walked the first two batters. One came around to score. 2-0 is hit right back up the middle, and that'll reach the outfield grass for a leadoff single from Lopez. So the tying run comes up to the plate in the form of Reed Oakley. He's done a lot of work defensively. Bat has been also effective with a double, but also a pair of strikeouts.
We'll see what he can do here, as it's desperation time for the Oilers. Only 3 outs to go. They do have a runner on.
First pitch from Nieto is in there for strike one. Oakley struck out swinging in the 7th. That came against Caleb Okada. Fourth arm out there on the mound for the Bucs. The 0-1 from Nieto, check swing. He went around for strike two.
Great appeal from Denton. Heading down after the check swing for the second strike, and Nieto with a chance here to put away his first batter as a Buck.
Struck out 14 batters this year. Takes a deep breath before delivering the 0-2 fastball upstairs for ball one. Lopez remains on first. Digging in his feet. Nieto paying no attention to him though. 1-2 is hit over in right field, but that'll wind up fouling out of play. Lopez did not attempt to steal a bag at Cal Baptist this college year, but in 3 games in summer ball has already stolen 2 bags. Nieto comes, sets, and delivers. Check swing from Oakley. Foul ball that wound up out of play to stay alive in the count.
Got to be a little frustrating for Nieto right here. Had 2 strikes. Only has given up 1 ball, but everything he throws right down the strike zone has been put into contact by Reed Oakley and sent foul. Looking for the pitch that can put him away.
1-2 delivery inside. That'll even up the count at 2 apiece.
So we just put one inside on the hands there of Reed Oakley. We'll see. Maybe he goes back in the zone. Maybe tries to get him swinging outside.
Two down in the dirt. Oakley has worked the count full. Nieto still looking for his first out of the inning. Has a 2-run lead and a save opportunity, trying to keep both of those things. Lopez waiting on first. Oakley at the plate. Here comes the payoff pitch. Down low for ball 4. So the first 2 runners reach base safely, just like the last inning. Now the winning run comes up to the plate, Jack Holubowski.
Holubowski, who came in the 7th inning and popped out to center field for the second out of that inning. Then came into play at third base in replacement of Luke Skinner. And might see another change. A little unclear.
Holubowski heading back to the dugout, unsure why. So it looks like we might have another pinch hitter. It will be Garrison Jones, freshman outfielder out of Prescott Valley, Arizona. Spent his first year of college at Yavapai College, where he hit 4 homers and 24 RBIs. This is the 4th game he's playing in for the Oilers.
And now they get the righty and the lefty matchup in favor of the batter.
Bullpen is empty for the Bucs, so they're sticking with Nieto all the way. Lopez on second, Oakley at first. Bunt attempts here. Nieto, his throw over to third is not in time. Lanfear was playing too far in on the bunt, could not track back to first in time, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Yeah, unfortunately had to hesitate on the throw over to Lanfear. Got there in time, could have made a play at first. No one was over at second. And a tough position here for the newcomer for the Bucs.
Now Shane Cannon steps up to the plate. Has gone down on strikes the last 2 times, but his first time up he doubled. First pitch to him is hit foul along the third baseline. Nowhere to put Cannon. Bases loaded, still nobody out here in the 9th. Bucs trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Here comes the 0-1 from Nieto. Fastball upstairs to even up the count at 1 apiece.
Would have loved for this to be a clean 9th inning, but some fun baseball.
Nieto delivers the 1-1 downstairs for ball 2. Close pitch there. Just below the strike zone for a 2-1 count. Nieto comes, sets, and delivers. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 1 strike away from a crucial first out.
That was just a high fastball at the top of the zone that Cannon wasn't ready for, expecting something lower. An excellent pitch from Nieto. Chance to get the first out.
Nieto with a 2-2 count. He comes, sets, and delivers. That one's popped up and out of play. Cannon able to stay alive in the count. Bucs holding on to a 2-run lead. It's in danger now with the bases loaded. Nieto trying to get his first out of the inning. First game for the Bucs. Can he come up big? 2-2 is outside for ball 3.
Now probably the biggest pitch. Oh, there is a fan climbing over the wall out in center field.
Not sure what was going on there.
Changed his mind real quick.
Count is run full for Cannon. Nowhere to put him on the base pass without bringing a run home. Here comes the payoff pitch. Hit over towards second. Sheffield can't grab it cleanly. Flips it over to shortstop. Leach is able to get one, but the transfer, he bobbles, so they'll just have to settle for the 1 out. Lopez scores from home. So it's an RBI fielder's choice. And now runners out the corners with 1 gone.
Yeah, tough play. Sheffield bobbled a little bit, and then as he got it over to Leach, Leach managed to hold on just long enough to record the out. Now a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 9th. Runners at the corners. Tell you what, this is exciting.
Tying run is 90 feet away with Mark Nellis, the leadoff man, up to bat. We'll have time called by the umpire. Conversation between him and the third base coach for the Oilers. May have just been barking instructions to Nellis at the plate. So Oakley's on third, Cannon's on first, 1 out here. Nieto delivers strike 1. Nellis is a perfect 1-for-1 with a single and 3 walks so far, trying to keep that up. He led off the 8th inning with his walk. He later came around and scored. And a big opportunity here. It's the 0-1 check swing held up in time with the ball down low.
Yeah, Nellis up through the last several innings had only the 2 RBIs, but were the only 2 RBIs for the Oilers. Probably one of the worst guys for the Bucs to come up in the lineup now.
1-1 is hit right back up the middle. It's fielded by Leach. He flips it over to Sheffield. This throw over to first, though, is not in time. The game is tied. Nellis reaches second on the E4. They get the force out at second, but they can't get the double play to end the game.
The 3rd RBI for Mark Nellis, and he, like you said, reaches second on the throwing error. Sheffield probably could have held on to that ball. They do get the out at second, but would have liked to have kept that runner at first. I don't know if, even if he had gotten it cleanly to Hank Smith, if it would have been an out.
So Nellis is at second as the winning run. Hasten Cleaver steps up to the plate with the game tied at 5. Pitch from Nieto down low for ball 1.
Haven't had a game yet in extra innings this season.
Bucs now trying to play 4 extras. 1-0 down low for ball 2. Looked like it might have landed right at the knees, but the home plate umpire rules that it was too low. Two-0 upstairs for ball 3. Nieto in danger of walking Hassencleaver on 4 pitches.
Hassencleaver has a single and a walk. It's likely that a single here would score the run. Nieto can get the work done.
Nieto's able to deliver a strike there. Bucs are trying to limit the Oilers to just the 2 runs that have tied up this game. The 3-1 from Nieto inside for ball 4. So runners at first and second with Carson McCormack stepping up to the plate.
McCormack yet to reach safely in today's game, grounded into a double play in the first. Struck out in the third, popped out to Andrew Sheffield at second in the 6th, and had a sac fly out to center back in the 8th inning. Have the righty-on-righty matchup in favor of the Bucs.
First offering from Nieto outside for ball 1. So now we'll get a mound visit from Kirk Schreider. There's nobody up in the Bucs bullpen. They were hoping Nieto would be able to take them the distance. No one is making any movement to the bullpen, which is currently empty for the Bucs.
We know that the Bucs will have to pitch again at this point as the game's now tied. Wouldn't expect to send Nieto back out there in the 10th if it comes to that, but a little surprising that there's no action in the bullpen.
Yeah, they had several people down there, decided to bring them all back to the dugout before the 9th inning. I have to wonder if Schreider is rethinking that decision right now. So 1-0 count to Carson McCormack, a winning run at second base. 1-0 is down and away for ball 2.
Denton doing a great job putting that ball in the dirt. Keep it from going behind the backstop in a free base for Mark Nellis at second.
Here comes the 2-0. That one's fouled back and out of play for strike 1. Nieto trying to hang on here and give his team a chance to win it in extras. The 2-1 is fouled away for strike 2.
Final strike here for Nieto. We'll see what he goes with. A couple of his payoff pitches have been in the dirt. I wouldn't recommend, but still has one at least to play with.
Here comes a 2-2 that's hit over towards short. Leach can't fully handle it. His throw is in time to first, so he avoids a disastrous play there. And the Bucs will play bonus baseball. Their top of the order, Lanfear, Raymond, and Taylor, is due up. As we got bonus baseball for you after this. It'll be Camden Lanfear to lead things off in the top of the 10th. Justin Parks remains on the mound. He's thrown 4 scoreless not hitless innings. He's given up 2 hits. But he remains out there trying to keep the Bucs scoreless, which he has done since the 5th inning. At one point, the Bucs led 5-1, have given up 4 unanswered. As Parks deals strike 1 to Lanfear, who is 1 for 4 with a single, a grounder, a pop out, and a strikeout. So now the home plate umpire will call a meeting with the head coach for the Oilers. Is on second base, those are the rules for extras. It's Andrew Sheffield, who is the last batter to be out.
So it's same as MLB rules.
So we are going to sudden death rules. Not sudden death rules, sorry. We're going to MLB extra inning rules. Sheffield on second. Isaac Fernandez is the new third baseman. He is playing very closely in on Lanfear. 0-1 misses down low to even up the count at 1 apiece. Parks looks over at Sheffield before delivering the 1-1. That's chopped over towards the left field side. It gets past the glove of Owen Musil. Sheffield will come around to score as Lanfear into second after the bad throw from the newest defensive substitution comes back to bite the Oilers. Huge play there is there's still nobody out. Bucs take a 6-5 lead with Lanfear on second.
Yeah, so the Oilers will have the same setup at the bottom of the 10th where they will have a runner come on to second base, so it's not quite free for the Bucs yet. We'll see Raymond try to extend a lead beyond 1.
First offering is in there for strike 1. Raymond started off the first inning with a double, drew 2 more walks, but went down looking on strikes back in the 7th. Has Lanfear on second waiting for him. Here comes the 0-1. That pitch lands inside to even up the count.
Parks has been out there a very long time, obviously been very successful, and that run that was just given up, not technically a run, only given up, well, it was an error, so hasn't really given up anything in a long time.
Checks over at Lanfear on second before delivering the 1-1 pitch. He'll now come set once again. Takes a look over at second before delivering the 1-1. That's hit foul along the first baseline. It will remain foul. Was just a couple inches off, but it's a 1-2 count now to Raymond.
A very late call from the umpire on foul or fair. I thought it might have been a little fair. He obviously has the much better view than I do.
Was maybe waiting to see if it would bounce fair, but it remained foul until Musil at first base fielded it. 1-2 count to Raymond with no outs here and Lanfear awaiting on second base. Pitches upstairs for ball 2. Ty Denton, the new catcher, waits in the on-deck circle.
Luke Taylor had reached every time he stepped up to the plate, so we'll see if Ty Denton can keep that going.
He'll have to wait, though, as Raymond draws ball 3. has now worked the count full. The payoff pitch from Parks outside is Raymond draws a walk. Still nobody out here in the top of the 10th. Now Kirk Schreider will have a quick conversation with his catcher. Big opportunity for Denton to break this thing out, as the Oilers will now have a mound visit with Justin Parks, who has thrown 4 tremendous innings beforehand, but is starting to get out of hand here in the 10th. There will be a new pitcher out for the Oilers. That'll do it for Parks, who did his job to allow his team to stay within reach. Is a big reason why we are in extra innings. So we'll have the new pitcher for you when we come back. New pitcher on the mound for the Oilers will be Nathaniel Ramirez, who steps off the bag and tries to keep Camden Lanfear over at second. Owen Musil, the first baseman, charging in if Ty Denton decides to try and bunt to advance both the runners, still with no one out and runners on first and second. Denton pulls away the bunt for strike one. As Musil came way in, was almost within reach of Denton there. Long look over at second before delivering the 0-1. That's fouled back and out of play for strike two.
Ramirez from Yapavai College and another Arizona.
Here comes the 0-2. That's hit over towards shortstop. The stop is in time, but everybody is safe. Lanfear was in at third before Shane Cannon was able to make the throw, so the bases are loaded with nobody out.
It advances all of the runners as Lanfear heads to third and Raymond to second. And a good decision there from shortstop Cannon to not try to make any heroic throw. Runner wasn't going to score, so now it's Hank Smith who pops one foul for strike one. Hank Smith has 2 strikeouts his last 2 at bats. However, does have an RBI in the third inning. Outside for ball 1. It's the second time Hank Smith has come up to the plate with the bases loaded. He did in the first inning and had a sac fly out to center field for the second out. And now here with no outs, it's that one foul down the first base line. So 1-2 count to Hank Smith, bases loaded, no outs in the top of the 10th inning.
Smith with a big chance here. He's had the bases loaded before, was able to bring a couple runs home on a fielder's choice. 0-2 is hit right to the second baseman, Sammy Lopez. He's able to glove it down. The only play he has is at first, so that will score a run. And that is only the first out of the inning, so it's an RBI ground out to first. Lanfear scores from third. Raymond to third, Denton to second. And it's a 7-5 lead for the Bucs with only one gone here in the top of the 10th.
Yeah, great job by Hank Smith to just put the ball into play. All he really needed, and they're going to opt for that easy out at first, so they were trying to make a crazy play at home, and it would have been that Lanfear would have been safe if second baseman tried to throw it from where he was, which was on the ground.
First pitch to Ryan Dara is low and away for ball 1. That pitch fouled right off the catcher, Reed Oakley. That clipped him, probably didn't feel good. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece. One gone here in the top of the 10th. Bucs trying to tack on some more runs with runners on second and third, but the infield is trying to avoid that as they are all playing all the way up to the infield grass. Ramirez, the right-handed pitcher, will come set and deliver the 1-1. It's a breaking ball up high. Dara now with a 2-1 hitter's count. Bucs have only needed one hit here in this inning to score 2 runs. 2-1 count, swung on and missed by Dara. Off speed was right in front of him, and he fanned on it.
Yeah, he swung hard, and I like it because obviously a 2-1 count, he has some room to work with. A whiff was probably the best option as to rather than the double play.
Now a 2-2 count to Dara, who lays off the fastball that winds up outside, and that'll run the count full. Bucs have scored runs from an error by the third baseman and a grounder to second, have also drawn a walk. Trying to tack on more here. It's the payoff pitch outside for ball 4. That'll load the bases up once again.
Yeah, and thanks to the out at first, that was able to get gloved down at second by Lopez. Now Dara only heads to first and an empty first base rather than bases had been loaded and it would have driven in another run.
So now Finn Leach comes up to the plate as a left-handed batter. He statistically has an advantage over the right-handed pitcher Ramirez. He's trying to get his team out of a bases-loaded jam. First offering is a check swing that Leach went around on for strike one. Big chance for Leach here to try to drive in a couple more and give whichever pitcher comes out for the Bucs a bit more of a cushion. 0-1 is fouled behind home plate and into the netting for a quick strike number 2.
Would really love to see Finn Leach take advantage of the bases loaded here. Only up 2 runs, and as we know, the Oilers will start with a runner at second. So the tying run will come aboard unless Leach can get some work done in this at-bat.
0-2 to Leach is fouled back and out of play. He's able to stay alive, and we'll do it again. Bucs have scored runs for the first time since the 5th inning here in the 10th. Trying to tack on some more as Ramirez checks his footing before coming set. Middle infielders playing a bit further back than the corner infielders now with one gone, playing at double play depth. Here comes the 0-2 from Ramirez. That's hit over towards second, towards short, and it's bobbled by Cannon. He can't have a play anywhere. And it's a third run that crosses the plate as Andrew Raymond scores. Bases remain juiced with one out. Bucs now up 8-5.
An unfortunate play there from Cannon. Just couldn't get his glove on the ball. It seems that the middle infielders from both teams have had trouble scooping up the ball. Leach on that last out in the bottom of the 9th did drop the ball before he was finally able to get it over to Hank Smith for the final out.
First pitch to A.J. Garcia is down in the dirt for ball 1. Garcia has had a tough go-around with a hat trick of strikeouts. Most recently, his most recent one came in the 9th inning. One out to him. Reaches the lower part of the zone for strike 1. Garcia in a bit of a slump right now. A hit here would drive in a couple runs and do a lot for his confidence. One is sky down the right field line foul. He got all of that one, but was just a hair early.
You could hear the ball pop off the bat. Unfortunately, like you said, just a little behind on it.
Count moves to 1-2 for Garcia with Ramirez dealing on the mound. He comes, sets, and delivers the 1-2. Just misses outside to even up the count. Bucs trying their best to put this thing out of reach. With the bases loaded, only one out. Already scored 3 runs, trying to tack on more. 2-2, misses down low for ball 3. Garcia has worked the count full.
Garcia, as we know, has struggled his past few times at the plate, and certainly in the past couple days now. Hopefully feels a little pressure taken off. Up 3 runs, bases loaded, only 1 out, so swing and a miss here is honestly one of the better outcomes in terms of getting the out.
3-2 is sliced down the right field line foul. He's just a bit in front of some of these pitches that he's been able to get a really solid barrel on. He's able to stay alive in the at-bat.
If he times up that fastball, it's got a little bit of juice behind that bat. Who knows what could happen?
Payoff pitch from Ramirez is upstairs, and Garcia draws a walk that will bring home another run in the form of Ty Denton. So it's a 4 spot in the top of the 10th for the Bucs, with a chance to do even more with Lucas Perez up to the plate.
We could have just done this a while ago, and we would be home by now.
All in good time, I'm sure. Bucs with a season high in runs put up. It's taken them an extra inning to do so, as Perez takes ball 1. Ramirez takes a deep breath and comes set. Slider drops in there for strike 1. The 1-1 pitch to Perez. Started to go around but held up. Did not matter, as that one was in the strike zone anyways. 1-2 count now to Perez, who his last time up he flew out to center field. One, two upstairs for ball 2. Perez trying to work his way back into this count the same way Garcia did. Bases remain loaded for him. Still only 1 out here in the top of the 10th. Here comes the 2-2. In there for strike 3. Perez goes down looking. Caught just the outside part of the plate. Goes back to the dugout shaking his head in disagreement as now Andrew Sheffield steps up.
So my scorebook doesn't have a 10th inning on it, and I've managed to sort of work around it to create a 10th inning. But if we go back to Camden Landfier, I might be in some hot water.
Bucs are trying to bat around here in the 10th, and what a job that would be. It's the first pitch to Sheffield, missed for ball 1. Next pitch to him is lined over to shortstop, but it's right into the glove of Cannon. So the Oilers give up 4. They'll have one last chance to come up with some magic of their own. It will come with the new pitcher on the mound, who we will have when we come back. Bucs are 3 outs away from getting rid of their 3-game losing streak, as stepping into the plate will be Luke Lusky with Carson McCormack serving as the runner on second. It is Dylan Nieto that stays on in the mound. He came from the bullpen, so he fooled me, but his first offering is up high for ball one.
Nieto gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Now that resulted in us heading to the 10th inning, but hopefully now with even more insurance runs behind him, he can get the job done.
A lot more leeway, and that one hits Lusky right on the helmet, misses badly. Lusky appears to be okay, though. It hit him square on the helmet, so no damage done to him. But it's still a hit by pitch to start things here in the bottom of the 10th. Nieto has not had the best command. He allowed a pair of walks and gave up 2 singles in the 9th, which is how we got here, but hopefully with a little more leeway, he's able to get the job done. So now Owen Musil steps up to the plate. 2 runners on, nobody gone. Here comes the first pitch from Nieto. He's able to find the strike zone on that fastball for strike 1.
Good to go ahead and get up in the count. Hopefully can keep up the momentum. Would love to see a strikeout. Go ahead and put one away quickly here in the bottom of the 10th.
Here comes the 0-1 from Nieto. That's hit sharply along third base. That'll be fair and go all the way into the corner. Scoring 1 run is McCormack. Holding up at third is Lusky. So it's an RBI double for Musil. And this game is far from over.
Unfortunately so, as they get 1 more. Only 3 away from tying the game up. Nieto struggling a little bit out there.
So now it's Sammy Lopez. The tying run steps up to the plate. Still nobody up in the bullpen for the Bucs. The first offering from Nieto is in there for strike 1 on the upper part of the zone. Now it looks like we'll have somebody going back. Luke Taylor, the catcher, is heading back with them. The other player, which is the pitcher, has their hoodie on, so we don't know who it is, but a swing and miss from Lopez brings the count to 0-2. Bucs still trying to get their first out of the bottom of the 10th. Nieto comes, sets and delivers. That one's hit over towards second. Sheffield has the play. He's able to flip it over to first in time, but a run scores. So quickly now it's 9-7 with 1 gone here in the 10th.
And Nieto gave up 2 last time up. Obviously didn't have the pinch runner at second, or the free runner at second, not necessarily pinch. But still now giving up 2 here. But getting the out, which is good for the Bucs. Hopefully can keep that momentum going and finish this game off.
Stepping up now is the catcher, Reed Oakley. First pitch from Nieto is in there for a strike at the knees.
Umpire getting a little heat from the crowd after that
the
strike call.
Oilers faithful thought it was low. As Nieto will come set and deliver. That one's in there for strike 2. And again, much to the dismay of the Oilers fans, I thought that one was a little more clear than the first one. 0-2 count to Oakley. He walked and scored just an inning ago in the 9th. 0-2 in there for strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. So it's 3 straight strikes for the second out. Nieto now just 1 out away.
Exactly what Nieto needed. And again, if we could have seen that earlier, that would have been saved us a little bit of time. But if we can get it done here in the bottom of the 10th, well, I'm not going to say anything, actually.
No reason to to jinx it, as now stepping up will be Isaac Fernandez, the third baseman, the third baseman of the game. Fourth, excuse me. Skinner has had 3 pinch hitters from him as Fernandez steps in and takes ball 1. His primary position is a catcher. Nieto delivers strike 1. Fernandez from Johnson University in Tennessee hit .270 with 5 homers and 15 RBIs, playing in just his 3rd game for the Oilers here. Still looking for his first hit. Nieto's next offering is in the dirt for ball 2.
And it certainly won't be easy coming off the bench cold. This is his first at bat. And now with down to his final out for the team, certainly a tough position to be put in.
Here comes the 2-1 from Nieto. Ball just low. That moves the count to 3-1.
Now with only 1 runner in scoring position, if he gets a hit, it will only score 1 and the Bucs will still be up. So we'd love to see Nieto be fearless here with these pitches.
3-1 is hit over towards third and underneath the glove of Lanfear. So Fernandez delivers. Bucs lead cut down to just 1 run, and the winning run comes up to the plate.
Well, he did exactly what I said, which was be fearless with the pitches. Didn't end quite the way necessarily wanted, but can't blame him, and the Bucs still up if we can. Well, I'm going to stop talking.
Shane Cannon, the shortstop, comes up to the bat. Another key situation here in what has been a nail-biter of a game for the last couple innings. First offering, rides inside, almost hits him. Now a couple pitchers tossing in the bullpen for the Bucs if this thing has to go even longer. Bucs just 1 out away from breaking their 3-game losing streak. Here comes the 1-0. That's in there for strike 1. Cannon reached on a fielder's choice. That scored a run back in the 9th inning. Trying to play hero ball here for the Oilers. 1-1 catches the inside part of the plate for strike 2. Nieto just 1 strike away from clinching the save. One-two count to Nieto, who waves off a couple pitches from Denton. Here comes the pitch. Down low in the dirt for ball 2. Denton able to quickly grab the ball from his legs to keep the runner at first.
Great defense from Denton. Wild pitch would have been very costly, as Fernandez could have easily taken second.
Fernandez has not stolen a base in the ABL this year. Stole 6 at Johnson University. Here comes a 2-2 from Nieto. Just low, and the count is run full.
The biggest payoff pitch here of the game. Deep breath from Nieto.
1 strike away from putting this game to bed. Couldn't get it done in the 9th. Can he get it done here? The payoff pitch. Check swing did not go. So Cannon draws the 2-out walk. And now the tying run moves into scoring position. So lineup will go back to the top as center fielder Mark Nellis steps in with a big opportunity. He scored the tying run in the 9th by reaching on a fielder's choice as Nieto delivers the fastball for strike one. Nieto trying to work himself out of a jam. The 0-1 down low. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece.
Nellis has reached base every at bat. Couple of walks, an error, and 2 singles.
The Bucs put up 4 on the top of the frame. Is that going to be enough? 2 runners on for the Oilers. Nieto trying to deal himself out. His fastball, though, is down low for ball 2. Infield playing straight up other than Sheffield, who is playing close to second base with the right-handed batter of Nellis. Right side of the infield is a little more open compared to the left. Has a 2-1 hitters count. Here comes the pitch from Nieto. He misses for ball 3.
Nieto struggling to find the strike zone. This at bat. Obviously, Nellis capable of putting anything in the strike zone in play.
He's already drawn 2 walks here. Trying to draw a third. The 3-1 pitch in there for strike 2, right at the knees. Close pitch that Nellis thought was ball 4. He started to walk over there. Home plate umpire ruled it reached the zone. Another big payoff pitch for Nieto. Runners signal that they will go on this pitch. Here it comes the payoff pitch, hit over towards short. Leach is able to field it cleanly. His throw to first in time. The Bucs are able to hold off the Oilers as they reach back into the win column for just the second time this season. A gutsy performance from Nieto. He's able to fend off the Oilers and earns the save.
Well, I tell you what, it was not a pretty game whatsoever, but sometimes you got to win the dirty and the gross games if you want to find success later on down the season. Some beautiful performances from hitters, especially late there in the 10th inning. Worked almost all the way around. And a huge win for the Bucs to snap that 3-game losing streak.
So we will be right back here tomorrow evening as the first of 4 games against the Oilers goes in favor of the Bucs. Your final score here, 9-8. We thank you for tuning in. For Ren Grimsley, I'm Jake Sloan. We'll see you tomorrow.